Osaze, a choir master in a small church in the heart of Benin City, the home of arts and vibrant culture. He had a passion for music that was as deep as the roots of the trees at Ogbazu Forestry. His sonorous voice can be heard every Sunday as he stood before the choir, with his eyes shining with devotion, ready to lead them in harmonious praise. But life was not easy for Osaze, as his shoemaking business was not fetching enough money for himself, let alone his family. He wished to earn a living through singing and for his voice to be heard beyond his local church. The church was small, and the congregation struggled to make ends meet. The choir members sang with fervor, but their pockets were empty. Osaze faced the harsh reality of bills and responsibilities. He had a family to feed, dreams to chase, his Christian faith to uphold, and a heart that yearned for more than just survival. Ameze was the cornerstone of Osaze's life. Her eyes hid the wisdom of generations, and her hands worked tirelessly to keep their modest home running. She was a seamstress, stitching together dreams for their children. Her laughter echoed through the kitchen as she kneaded dough for the evening meals. Amidst the hardship, Ameze stood firm beside her husband. She believed in the power of their music. Even when their pockets were empty, her faith was unwavering, and her love for Osaze was a melody that harmonized with every note he sang. Temptations knocked at his door like persistent visitors. One afternoon, a nightclub owner who had heard Osaze singing in church came to his shop and offered him a gig, singing secular songs for a hefty sum. Osaze's heart waved. The money would ease his burden, but at what cost, he asked himself. Could he abandon the sacred hymns that echoed through his soul? One moonlit night, as he wrestled with his conscience, Osaze took a quiet walk to a park at the end of his street. There, under a tree, he prayed. His voice rose, blending with the rustling leaves, seeking guidance. And then a whisper came, like a divine melody from heaven. It is the voice of the Holy Spirit. It says,
"Stay true. Your purpose is greater than gold."
On hearing this, Osaze went back home that night encouraged and relieved. He returned to the church with renewed determination. He gathered the choir members and shared his vision to create a choir that would touch hearts and change lives, not just within the church but far beyond the city. They practiced tirelessly, their voices waving tapestries of hope and faith. Uyi, his son, was a quiet observer. His fingers traced invisible melodies on a dusty piano key in the corner. His eyes followed his father during their choir practice, absorbing every errors and off keys. Uyi dreamed of composing symphonies that would touch the heavens. When there was nothing to eat in the house, Uyi would sneak into the garden, plucking ripe mangoes and sharing them with his sister. His heart heard the rhythm of hope, but the temptations persisted. The nightclub owner dangled the glittering bait once more. Osaze's family needed shoes, food, and medicine. The choir robes were threadbare, and the harmonium wheezed like an old man. Osaze's mother, Iyenokwa as she was called by her children and grandchildren, overheard Osaze discussing it with his wife. Though her eyesight was fading, her spirit burned bright. Iyenokwa sat him down and said,
"My child, sing for the stars, not the neon lights.
Your voice is a bridge between this world and the next. Her words resounded in Osaze's ears. He refused the nightclub offer, even when hunger gnawed at his belly.
I and my team, which the Lord has given me, will sing our way to prosperity.
He declared, and so they did. The choir performed at weddings, funerals, and community gatherings. Their voices soared, carrying messages of love, redemption, and resilience. People wept, clapped, and opened their hearts. Donations trickled in, a few tokens here, a bag of rice there. Osaze's faith was tasted further when a wealthy businessman and his daughter approached him after service one Sunday afternoon. And the man said to him,
Sing at my daughter's wedding, and I will pay you handsomely.
the sum could transform their lives. But Osaze observed that the businessman's daughter was marrying against her will. Her eyes had silent pleas for freedom. Osaze hesitated. Could he sing for a union built on lies? He asked himself. Itohan, Osaze's beautiful daughter, with wide curls and eyes that sparkled like dew-kissed petals, observed her father was disturbed. And few days later, after a midweek service in church, as Osaze was thinking of what to do with the businessman offer, Itohan tugged at his sleeve and whispered,
Daddy, sing for love. Sing for the bride who needs a song to set her free.
her innocence had the wisdom of angels. Osaze looked at his daughter with amazement and wondered how she got such wisdom at her age. Though he did not reply to her, but he made up his mind there and then. He composed a song, a prayer for the bride, a plea for love to conquer all. On the day of the wedding, as the choir sang the song, the bride tears flowed. The businessman was displeased, but the wedding guests wept openly. The truth had been spoken, and love prevailed. Word spread. The choir's fame reached distant cities. Invitations poured in, and their voices echoed in grand cathedrals and humble chapels alike. The money flowed, but Osaze remained grounded. He built a music school for school children, teaching them the magic of notes and power of honesty. And so the choir master of a small church in Benin City earned an honest living, woven from melodies and unwavering faith. Though the temptation still whispered, Osaze had found his true wealth, the joy of touching souls, one note at a time. Osaze's family wove their life together, a tapestry of love, sacrifice, and shared dreams. They sang under the same moon, their voices blending like colors on an artist's palette. In their humble home, music was more than notes, it was the heartbeat of their existence. And as the years passed, Amaze's tailor's business grew. Itoan's laughter grew richer. Oyi's compositions soared, and Grandma's stories became legends. And Osaze, he excelled in his unwavering faith, singing the Lord's song. For in the quiet moments between hymns, he heard the whisper of his family, their love, their courage, and their unwavering faith. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, the choir sang their hearts out, their voices reaching the heavens. Osaze smiled, knowing that sometimes The richest treasure were hidden in the simplest song.